Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Taylor Swift is a link builder. There were rumors that she would get engaged. Our client said, let's give them a free wedding venue. And then we got them 50 links. That's digital PR.
Managing multiple clients or large websites? Automate your SEO with Ali AI. Start your free trial now.
So we'll start with thanking Andrea and Kevin, I think, who managed to set up the stage for everyone, and also the logistics, and all this is possible just by them looking at different areas. So I'll start with that. Does this guy look like me? Anyone? Pretty similar, right? Yeah. So born in India. I think I worked a bit in Singapore, and now I'm here, which is my current home. I think that's a small intro about me. So why are we here today, right? So probably just do this. Let's go to the beach, or maybe visit the Royal Pavilion. Nah, that's not it. Let's crack the code of SEO for niche and smaller businesses. I think the cat is not moving. I don't know why. Yeah, so we're going to talk about a couple of things here. One is an introduction to SERPs. I know everyone knows SERPs, SEO, and all of that here, but still, this helps us to set the stage. Identifying keywords from SEO tools. Obviously, everyone knows that. And then comes the core part is leveraging Python for data cleaning. And then there is something called as value SERP API. And the last one, how do we use Collab, Google-collab for SERP-based keyword clustering? So it's like not as complex as what it seems like, but still, let's get into it. So it's a topic, again, niche domain domination for leveraging Schema scraper for identifying low volume keywords, right? So when we start with the Wikipedia definition of SERP, this is what it looks like. So SERP stands for search engine result pages, serve to users searching something, maybe it's Bing, Google, DuckDuckGo, or whatever the search engine using, right? But when we look at how we understand it, right? So there are two parts of it. It's paid and organic. So what we're talking about here is how do we scrape the organic part and leave the paid part for now. So is it worth targeting keywords with high volume keywords? If you're a niche business, you have a crunch of resources, time, money, but it's still on a high trap level. I would avoid that if I'm with a team of 2, 3, where you manage content, SEO with 2 people. Probably not. And you're a niche business where you're selling cupcakes in Brighton, right? And probably a roasted coffee in Brighton. Then it comes to a point where, how do I go ahead with the big guys? Probably Starbucks, right? Who have a lot of money, a lot of resources, and they're more efficient. So those are the small businesses which come into the play, and how do we do that? So if you ask me if it's quantity versus quality, most of us will say it's quality, right? Because that's gonna give us better results, and that's what we're gonna do if it's a small business. Now, niche keyword research, I think it's very identifying those niche use cases where the big guys are not looking at, and probably looking at ways how we can narrow the industry verticals, use cases, and trends. So I'll give a small example here. So back when the ChatGPT game is up, there are a lot of startups who are trying to do and compete with the big guys like Jasper, Sonic, and other players. But what they're going through is a lot of traffic, but the traffic which is not converting. Why? Because of the volume game. So when you wanted to compete with such a big player and who has a lot of money to do things and who is burning lots of money, these guys are unable to do it, right? So what happened then? Then they understood the part that we have to be more specific in terms of what we are talking about. For example, ChatGPT for content marketing, right? That's more niche. ChatGPT alternative for social media, that's more niche. So that's where it moved, and we saw the conversions moving up. Now, if you look at these are more broad keywords. Screen recording software for iPhone and Mac. Pretty big, right? And they have more keyword difficulty. The parent topics are good, and so on. Now, but when we look at, if I wanted to compete with these big guys, I'm here with these, if you see that one highlighted, it's a low volume keyword. Probably there is only one backlink, and the value is 9, but still in the top 6. I think that's good for a small business. And that's easy there, out there, which the big guys are not looking at. I mean, there's YouTube at the top, there's free tools, they're potent, and the other things. I think, yeah. And then curated at 6 with very less page score, the value, and also the top keyword. And the volume is just 30, where the first guy is about 4.4K, right? Now, smaller volumes tend to have higher conversion rate. How many of you agree with this? Anyone? No one. Okay. So the low competition keyword phrases are often long tail because we're describing a more use case driven concept here, which are very focused, like screen recorder for Mac, best screen recorder for Mac. When we're talking about these kind of audience, they know what they're looking for. It's probably us to build a great landing page and convince them, hey, this is for you, right? And I think, yeah, that's it. So let's get started. How we scrape and how we do it. So this guy probably at the top who is looking more stronger, but the guy who's like below, I think this is a popular meme which you guys have seen across, but yeah, the second one is more focused. So yeah, while doing a particular experiment, we said about 3,780 keywords ranked in 4 months, ad spend saved about $3,000, organic pages ranked with 600, all with just one member doing all of this, right? How many of you recognize this guy? So many. Yeah. So before we jump into stuff, there's a bit of technicality here. So I would rephrase a couple of things. So tool stack required is a keyword research tool, word stream, Ahrefs. So there's Ahrefs around if you guys have seen that. Value SERP API, and then knowledge of google-collab, which is pretty simple stuff. And you know how to ChatGPT or Claude, Python, that's all. So yeah, the first step which I'm doing here, I'm going ahead with a topic which is very niche, which is backend software, right? When you talk about things like these, which are pretty niche, I'm selecting those keywords which are probably in the range of 20 to 100 with a very low volume. This is my first step, which I'm downloading, which I'm going ahead with. The next step is I'm signing up for Value SERP API. So what's Value SERP, right? So Value SERP is this API which scrapes schemas, which scrapes the SERPs and builds into batches. So it works in a very simple way. It has an API key. You just need to copy paste that in the process of what I'm gonna show you. So now, next step is setting up the environment variables. We use google-collab for this. When you click on the secrets, the key which was shown earlier is pasted here. So just a little thing over here is this is the key. Yeah. So now, importing data into Collab, there are two ways you could do it. You could either use Google Sheets, which saves you a lot of back and forth time, or if you wanted to go ahead with Excel, yeah, fair enough. But you need to spend a lot of time uploading, offloading data and all of that. So the first step, which we're going to do, when you open Collab, we're going to mount the path. The mounting the path is nothing but simply saying that, hey, this is where my data is, read it. Two is, next step is, once you're done with the mounting, you have to install certain dependencies like pandas, plotly. Plotly is nothing but a visualization dependency. If you use it, it's fine. If you don't want to use it, it's nothing to do with that. Pandas is just a Python library. Since we have to do a little bit juggling with the Python, it's good to do that. And the first step is importing Google Collab data. So now, since we have imported this data, you see the part up there. I'm going to do this. This. And then what he's saying is, hey, this is my data. Read my Excel file. That's all. Now you see a lot of things where there are details like NN, NAT, NN, NN, NN. We're going to clean all of this in the first step. So what are we doing here? It's pretty simple. One is saying that, hey, just read the Excel file in the first step, rename keyword to query, and fill in the NN volumes, remove non-alphanumeric characters, and then filter out the queries with less than 4 characters. So this is like more of a formatting thing, nothing complex, nothing complicated. And then you say that the output is saved here. Content, drive, my drive, SERP. Since I'm using Google Drive, it's my Google Drive path. Now, value SERP API. So we have that API. What we're doing here is pretty simple. We're just saying that, hey, API, I want you to produce the results from New York, USA, from with a batch name called as SERP software, and that's all, right? You could do with New York, California, anything which is very specific. When you look at any of the SEO tools, right, you get data, let's say, United States, which are estimates. And this data which we're getting here is more real time. Now, coming back to the SERP clustering. So, we're trying to create clusters here, right? Yeah. So, what are we doing here is basically saying that from a data which we imported, let's create clusters. So, you'd ask me, hey, why would I not use Ahrefs, right? Why would I not use other things to cluster stuff? So one thing is we don't have access to the data which is not ours. So in terms of URLs, in terms of volumes, in terms of other metrics. So with a SERP-based scraping, we're able to get details of other people's data from the Google search scraper and use it for however the best way which you wanted to use. So I think we're doing about 4 clusters, but I would say you could do 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, as many clusters as possible. And we could also multi-variate or A/B test clusters and which one is working good for you in terms of producing the best results. And yeah, let's do that. So now, I don't have any access to these data, but I was able to scrape that in a form of clusters of 2. The first cluster is about 4 keywords, the second one is also about 4 keywords. But still, we could do 4 versus 5, 4 versus 6, 4 versus 12, 4 versus 24, 8 versus 24. Now, I think we've done that. And the last one is visualization. Since we use Plotly, I've taken one of the boxes here and then visualized. If you wanted to just look at that, it's pretty simple. Yeah, I think. And you can also do other stuff here. So yeah, it's amazing, right? Now, the word cloud. I think this is pretty simple for anyone to understand. Just explaining, self-explanatory, and giving out the details on how many keywords are there, what are the different, you could understand different areas there. And yeah, I think that's all. And we have a value potential thing here. So these are the curated URLs, which are probably less in terms of the volume, but still they're bringing in value, they're bringing in traffic, which is highly relevant. Thank you for being with me, and thank you.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.